Hello guys, how are you today? Trust you're doing well. Today I'll be showing you how I made these beautiful scrunchies. You see how beautiful they are? Yeah, so you can use it on your hair. It's a hair accessory. You can use it on your hair and then you can give it to someone as a gift. I think every girl will actually appreciate something like this. And the beauty of this is that you can do it with any fabric. So for this I used a fabric of 4 inches wide and 22 inches long, and for this I used a fabric of 3.5 inches wide and 26 inches long. Yeah, so today I'll be using the fabric that is longer than this and wider than this. So the things we're going to need for this project is 2 safety pins. I'll tell you why you need 2 safety pins. You need elastic. I actually use this is it has a width of 0.25 inch, that's a quarter of an inch. I use this for this, and then I used this elastic. This is 3/4 inch width. I used it for this, and I actually like how this elastic is inside this. It gives it a fuller effect. Yeah, so whichever one pleases you, you can find if you find this, fine. If you find this, fine, but I'll be using this bigger one for today's tutorial. So now I'll be using this fabric. It's a satin fabric, it's black. I'll be using it for today's project. So the width is 4.5 inches. The width is 4.5 inches and the length is 40 inches. The beauty of this project too is that you can use any scrap fabric as long as you have the required length and the required width. You can join any scrap fabrics together to give you what you need. So today I'll be joining these two together. Right side facing right side, to give me the length of 40 inches that I want. And then I'll be joining with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Okay, so the next is to fold the fabric right side facing right side, and then you sew from up here down. But one trick about this thing is that if you want to have a good finishing, don't start sewing from the tip. Okay, start sewing from about 1.5 or 2 inches below the tip. Yeah, so we'll start sewing from here straight down, and then we also stop when we get to about 2 inches above the end of the fabric. Okay, so that's what we're going to do now. So I'll be sewing with 1/2 inch seam allowance, just straight down from here, straight down. So let's do that. Okay, now that we're done, the next thing we're going to do is to use a safety pin to turn this inside out. Yeah, you turn this inside out with a safety pin. So now the next thing to do is to press this fabric, press it flat. Yeah, you have to iron the fabric. Okay guys, I'm back. So I've pressed it flat. It's now okay. So the next thing we're going to do is to sew these two ends together. You fold the fabric, yeah, and then you hold these two open ends, and then you sew them together, right side facing right side. So here you might need pins to hold the fabrics together. So here I'll be sewing with half of an inch seam allowance. You can also use a quarter of an inch, it's fine. Okay, so now this is what we have. Yeah, so the next thing we're going to do is to insert the elastic. So like I told you, I'll be using this elastic, and the length you need is just about 8 inches. Okay, so guys, we'll be inserting the elastic through this open end inside with our safety pin. So the reason why I told you that you need 2 safety pins is to hold the other end to the fabric, so that when you're putting this through the fabric, yeah, the elastic does not snap inside and then you start all over again. So we have used this safety pin to hold the elastic to this end. So what we're going to do is just to pull the elastic through. So now we have reached the open end, and then we'll also pull out this elastic. So these are the 2 elastics now. No, this is the end of both of the elastic. So what I'm going to do is to sew this elastic down on the machine with about a quarter of an inch seam allowance. If I had used this, it would be very, very easy to tie, but you know, with this is wide, so I can't tie it. Yeah, I can't tie a knot with this elastic. So what I'll do is to sew it. A quarter of an inch seam allowance is fine. So now you see the scrunchie is formed. So the last thing we're going to do actually is to sew this side down. Okay, so we're going to close up this part. You might need a pin to hold it down. So the seam allowance will be inside, and then you sew on it. That means you will top stitching this part. Okay, so now what I'll do is to sew very close to the edge. Very close to the edge. I'm going to sew very close to the tip, about 1/8 of an inch. Yeah, just to cover it up. So guys, we are done. You see how beautiful this is? I'm sure every girl, every lady would appreciate this. So this is something, you see, this is something you can give to any girl, any lady. You can give it to your niece, your mom, your grandmom. Yeah, see how beautiful this is. So guys, thank you for watching, and have a great day. Bye.